Hello everyone and welcome to another Flutter Firebase tutorial. In today's tutorial we will learn how to upload and retrieve image from Firebase storage. Not only this, we will also learn how to add the URL of that uploaded image to your Cloud Firestore. So let me show you the working example of it. Here on my screen you will see this is my device and this is the project that I created in previous videos for email and password authentication. So now let's say we sign up with a new account. Here I will write my name, then my email address, and let's say I create a password 123456. Then I will confirm the password 123456 and I click on sign up. And here I will be redirected to this home screen where we have this my name, my email address, and then the user ID. And there are two buttons. Well, first one is an upload image and the second one is an show images. So now let me click on upload image and this will open up a new screen where we can see there is an option of select image. So if I click on select image, then it will open up my gallery and it will ask us to select an image. So let's say without any selecting an image, I redirect to the upload image section. Then it will show us a snack bar as no file selected. So we can click on select image and let's say I select this image, and now if I click on upload image, it will show me a snack bar that file uploaded successfully. Okay, and here you have seen image uploaded successfully. Now if I go back and I click on show images, then it will show me the image. Other than that, let me upload one more image. If I click on upload image, we'll just wait for this to upload. And here we are shown with this snack bar as image uploaded successfully. Now if I click on show images, here we have the image here. And now let me log out and let's create another account. Let's say this is second user, email can be second user @gmail 123456 2312346. If I click on sign up, it will create the account for me, and here I can upload the images for this file also, for this account also. I'll select an image, I'll click on upload image, and here we got our image uploaded. Let me select another image. If I click on upload image, and we got our image uploaded. Now let me click on show images, and here we have our two images. Now I also wanted to show you what our database look like. So now let me reload this, then also our Cloud Firestore, and then our Firebase storage. And here in our database you will see that we have the first user that we have. This is my first user, and here we have all the details, and other than that we have a collection images, and then we have uploaded two images. So this created an auto generated user, it generated an document ID for those, and there is the string for the download URL. Let me just see. Okay, so here is the image. Now let's also see our storage. So this was with our user ID Q. It starts with Q, so let me click on this, and here we have this images folder, and then we have two images. The first image is this, and let me see whether this URL is same as this same URL or not. Okay, so this is everything that we'll be building in this tutorial. Without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, so here you can see we have this video which I uploaded for Firebase email and password authentication. Now you can go to the description of this video and there will be a GitHub link for this repository. Now let me show you. Okay, so here you can clone this repository. Open up your terminal, and I will be going to my desktop, and here I will just clone this repository. And now we will go to that cloned repository and we will run flutter pub get. After running flutter pub get, we will open it in our Visual Studio Code. And here you will see we have this library in which we have our user model, which will be storing all the values like user ID, email, first name, second name. And then we have this home screen, our login screen, and our registration screen. Now this is pretty much everything that is there in our email and password authentication. Now we'll be adding Firebase to this project. For adding Firebase to this project, what we'll be doing is we'll be going to firebase.google.com. We'll just wait for this to open. And here we will go to the console, and I guess I already have the project created with me for this project. You can see the previous videos. I will be linking it in the right side of your screen, and here you will see we have this project. Now in the project setting, let me add this application again so that you can see how you can add the Firebase to your project. Now for adding, I will be going to my Android manifest. You can open this by Control P or Command P in Mac and Control P in Windows. I will copy the package name, then we'll provide a nickname, and now we have to generate the SHA signature. If you don't know how to generate the SHA signature, I have a video of generating that for both of your platform, whether you are on Windows or whether you are on macOS. Now open up your terminal and paste this command, and here we will enter the password, which is Android. And here we have our SHA signature. We'll copy and paste it here. Now this will register the application for us, and after that let me just close this, and here we have to download the configuration file and add that configuration file to our app folder. So let me open up that file. Here you will be adding this in our app folder. Let me open up that file. It is on my desktop, google services.json. We will add this inside our app folder. And now the other thing is we need to add Firebase SDK, but we already have the SDK with us. So let me just see whether we have the latest version or not. So here we will see 4.3.10. okay, it is okay. And let me go to the project, another build.gradle, which is our app level, and here also the same thing. Only the thing is we can upgrade the package from 28.4.0 to 2. Okay, everything is fine. Now we'll click on save, and the app has been added to our project, Firebase project. Now let me run the application first. We'll write flutter run. I'll just wait for this to run on my device, and we will just speed forward the video. Here you can see we have the app successfully run on our device. Let me show you the screen of my device using Visor. So let this open. Okay, so we got Visor open. Let me just view device. I guess this is taking time. No. Okay. So here you will see we have the Visor opened on our screen. Let me just, okay, perfect. Now let's say, okay, so we'll click on next, continue to console, and this has added the application for us. Now here in our authentication, in previous videos we have these two accounts. Let me delete these two accounts. For this video we will be creating two new accounts. So let's create a new account. I will write my name, then my email address, then we will write a password 123456. We'll confirm that password 123456, and we'll click on sign up. And what this will do is it will initiate the sign up process for us. And here in our authentication you will see we have this user, and in our email and password video you have seen we are also adding that data to our Cloud Firestore. So let me open up my Cloud Firestore and show you that we also have this data added to our database. Let me close my terminal because we don't need it. And here you will see we have the user ID for this account, DWL, and this is the data. And here we have our name, email and password. Now for this tutorial we will be adding the images to our Firebase storage. So let me open my Firebase storage. First of all, okay, so let's start coding our Firebase storage. First of all, we will be shifting this logout button to our app bar, as we don't need it to be present here. So we'll be creating a custom app bar. Let me write the name of this as app bar, and here it will return a preferred size and a children of, let's say, app bar. And in app bar we will have a title, and this can be text and profile. And in the preferred size we will need the height for our app bar. So how can we get the height of our app bar? Let me write getting the size of our app bar. No, actually we need the height na. So we will get the height, and here we will get final app bar height. This will be equal to app bar dot preferred dot height, and we will assign the app bar height to be here. So we'll write size dot height, or it can be from height and the app bar height. Okay, now we got our app bar created. The next step is we will be adding our button here. So we'll write icon button in our actions section, and we will create an on press for this. Let me just first of all create the design first, and then we will write the on pressed also. Here we will write icon and icons dot logout, and I guess we are done with this. Now we will not be able to see this because we have not added it in our app bar for now. So here we will remove this and add app bar. And now let me reload the application, and here you will see we have the logout added to our navigation, to our app bar, and we will remove this action chip from here. Click on, and then in our on press we will write logout, and this will initiate a logout for us. I guess this need to provide a context. Okay, let me reload the application again, and here when I click on logout, it will log out the application. Let me log in again. 1 2 3 4 5 6, and if I click on login successful. So here we have a name, our email address, and then we will also be needing our user ID for showing the current user that your user ID is this. So how we can do that? We will just replicate that email, and in place of email we will write user ID. Let me reload. Okay, here you can see we got the user ID added. Now we need two buttons. First button would be for show upload, and the second button would be for uploading the image, and the second button would be for showing an upload. So we'll write upload image. I guess we need to remove this bracket from here. Perfect. We will just copy this elevated button and paste it one more time, and here we will write show images, and that can be upload images. We will save, and let me just reload the application again. Okay, here we have these two buttons. Now we want them to redirect to our file, to our Dart files. So we have to create a Dart file. Let me first of all create a folder. This can be image upload, and in the first file would be image upload.dart, and the second file would be show upload.dart. Alright, and second file would be show images.dart. Here in our image upload we will create a stateful widget image upload. Let me write stf, and this will show us a stateful option, and here we will write the name of this as image upload, and click on save. And we will do the same for our show upload section also. We will write import material.dart, and here we will create a stateful widget, and we will write this show uploads. And let me write navigator.push. When we click on upload image, we will be redirected to our upload image file, to our upload image class. So we write material page root builder context. Here we will assign image upload. Perfect. I guess we need to import this image upload also. So here we will import this library. Now we will be doing the same for our show images button also. We'll write navigator.push context, and then this will be material page root, and a builder would be context, and here it will be show uploads. Perfect. Now we need to import this also. Now let me just reload, and if I click on upload image, it will open up the upload image library, and if I click on show images, it will open up the show uploads library. Now we'll be going to our image upload, and we will be making this function. But before doing that, we will need to add this dependency. Of the first dependency would be image picker, which will provide us a image picking option. So this is the image picker library that we'll be using for our application, and the second would be Firebase storage. Okay, so these two are the libraries that we want for this project. Now let me open up my Perspec Assist. You can download this extension from the Visual Studio Code extension library. So we will add these packages. First one was Firebase storage and the second one was image picker. Now we'll just, here you can see these added the packages in our Perspec YAML file, and after that it will be running the flutter pub get command for us so that it is added to our directory. Now we will be needing image picker for picking up the image, our Firebase storage for uploading the image to our Firebase storage, and the last one is our Cloud Firestore. It is running flutter pub get till now. Okay, don't worry for that. And Cloud Firestore for saving the URL of the image that we uploaded. That we'll be getting the downloaded URL for that and saving that to our Cloud Firestore. Now let's import Firebase storage. Okay, it added the package, and after that we'll be also importing the image picker package, and the last one was our Cloud Firestore. Now here in our image upload, we will be initializing some parameters. The first initialization would be our file, so it will be file, and here we can write the file name as image. Just you need to see one thing, that when we are importing file, it will import .html. In place of .html you will be needing .io, so just check that. And now the next step is we will be creating initial value for image picker. So it will be final image picker, and then our function, which is from our library that we added, image picker. Now what we can do is we will be going to this container, and here we will be designing our application. So it will be having an app bar, and app bar will have a title of, let's say, image upload. Now after the app bar we will be having our body section, but let me just reload the application first. Here you can see we have upload image. Okay, so we have the app bar here. Now we'll be going to our body section of this scaffold. Inside our body section, first of all we'll be creating a center widget and providing a padding from all the side of, let's say, 8 or 10 pixel. 8 or 10. We'll write padding from all the side of 8 pixel maybe. Okay. Now a child of clip react. This will creates a rounded rectangular clip. This will create a rounded rectangular clip. I can write this here for rounded rectangle clip. Now inside here we will be writing border radius. Border radius will be border radius dot circular, and border radius can be of, let's say, 30. And then we will having a child of sized box, and we'll be defining some height of this child of this sized box, let's say 500. Width can be double dot infinity, and after width, height and width, we'll be defining a children inside this, which will be our column. And in our column we will have different childrens. The first children can be our text, which will be image upload or upload image. After that we can have another size box, which will be providing some space between this widget, this text widget, and our expanded. Let me just reload first, and here we will be creating our expanded widget. I am writing elevated, it will be expanded, and a child can be a container, and we also need to provide a flex, so flex would be 4. Okay, and inside a container what we'll be having is, first of all we'll need the width to be, let's say, 300, and after that we'll be creating a decoration for this decoration. This will be box decoration, and here we can have a border radius. Border radius would be border radius dot circular. This can be 20, and after our border radius we will providing a color. This will be colors dot red. Let me just, I guess one more bracket is needed. Okay, now if I save this and reload the application again, okay, actually we assign the color to our box. We want this to be in the border. We want this color to be the border for our container. So we can write border, and here we will write border dot all. From all the side the color would be colors dot red. We can just close this with one more bracket and okay. Now reload. Okay, here you can see we have the border here. Let me just increase the width 350. Okay, this seems okay for now. Let me now create a new child, and now let me, I guess we can create a child. Basically this child would be inside a container, so you have to see where you got your container closed, and inside there you can write child and a center widget of a child, which will be our image. Let me create a column here. Let's define some property like main axis alignment dot space between. Actually I written center here, I guess. This will be space between, and a children of, let's say, and our children would be our expanded with our image dot file. Now as we have the image, as we don't have the image for now, I guess this also need a exclamation mark for dot null safety. I guess okay, it will be here. Now as we are showing that we be placing our image here, but we don't have any value, so it is writing null check operator used on a null value. So what we will be doing is we will be assigning a logic here. If the image is not null, then we'll be only showing the image, and if image is null, then we'll be showing a center widget with the text no image selected. No image selected. So this is the logic behind this. Perfect. I'll click on save. Let me just provide this, remove this space from here and make it come here. Okay, now let me just click on save and reload the application, and here you can see as we have the value of image as null. Let me also decrease the width of this. As we have the value of this as null, so it is showing me as no image selected. Now after this we need two elevated buttons. So let us create an elevated button. For now we don't will not be doing any on press for this. We'll be implementing this later in this video. And here we can write the text as select image, and we can remove this, and here we'll just replicate this again. Here in place of select image we will write upload image, and I guess we need to remove these two brackets. Perfect. Now if I click on save and reload the application, here you can see we have the select image and an upload image button, and also the height is proper. I guess the height can be 550. This is okay, this one is okay. And now we got our design created. Now the next step is we need to provide the image picking method. So let me write image picker, and here we will be creating a future value of image picker, future function image picker. I guess this will show us an error because we already have the name of the variable as image picker, so we can write this image picker method, and here we got this function created. Now inside this function what we'll be doing is, first of all we will be creating a pick value. So what that pick value will be doing is it will be picking the image from our gallery. For this tutorial I will be picking it from gallery. If you want you can just change the source from there. Let me show you. Here you will write final pick await image picker dot pick image, and then in place of source you can provide the source to be camera if you want. For now we are providing this to be a gallery, and after that we'll be setting the state for this. And if the pick is not equal to null, then we will be passing the value of our pic to that variable that we created above, to the file that we created above, and else we will be showing a snack bar. Now let me just create a function for displaying a snack bar, because we'll be using snack bar for a while, because we'll be using snack bar for in this. Let me write a snack bar for showing errors, and here what we'll be doing is we'll be writing this function snack bar. This will take two values. First one would be the text that we want to display, and the time duration till which we want to display that. And here what we'll be writing is a final snack text. This can be snack bar, and the content would be text snack text. I guess we can change it snack bar, and in place of text we can write snack text. Okay, this is okay, and the duration can be our D. Now we got our snack bar value created. We'll be showing this to our scaffold. So how you can do that? You can write scaffold messenger dot show snack, scaffold messenger dot of context show snack bar, and here we will pass this value of snack bar. Now we got our function for showing the snack bar created. Now if in now in our else condition we'll be writing show snack bar, and then we'll be passing two values to this. First value would be our no file selected, and for the duration of it can be duration milliseconds 400, let's say. Perfect. Now we got our set state, our image picker created, and everything is working fine. Let me reload. Just a quick tip, as we added two other packages, image picker and Firebase storage, so we need to just quit the application again, running this application again. So we'll just wait for this to run, and I'll speed forward the video for you. Okay, and here you can see we got our application run. Now let me log into my user account that we have. I can click on login, and here we got our login successful. Now if I click on upload images, and here we also have a user ID that you can see. If I click on upload images, if I select image, then this will not do anything for us, because we forgot to mention the function in our elevated button. So you can go to this elevated button where we have select image, and we will define this method here, image picker method. If I reload, and now I can select image, and let me just select any of the image, and we got our image selected. Now what will happen if I don't select the image, and this should show us a snack bar, and it showed the snack bar to us for 400 milliseconds. So you can increase the size of that according to your choice. This is just for showcasing it. Now the next step is we will be uploading our file to our Firebase storage. We'll be uploading our image to the Firebase storage, and then getting the downloaded URL and printing it in our terminal for first part, and coming forward we will be also uploading that to our Cloud Firestore. So here we will create a future function of upload image, and this can be an async function because we will be implementing await, and for Firebase storage we will be needing a reference, and this can be Firebase storage dot instance. I guess this is not showing. Okay, Firebase storage dot instance, and then ref the reference, and let's say we create a child and name this as image. For showing you how the uploading works, I'll be just creating one child only with the images. I'll be showing you how this structure looks like. Exclamation mark for null safety. Now just one more thing, we will be displaying the downloaded URL. So how you can do that? We will be creating a new string value of download URL, and here in our upload image we will write URL, and here in our upload image we will write download URL is equals to ref dot await ref dot download URL, get download URL, and we will print that downloaded URL to our terminal. Let me write download URL, and now let us reload the application. So it is doing a hot reload, and here you can see we have nothing in our Firebase storage. Just one thing, in the rules of your Firebase storage, you need to implement this, that we will only allow the read for the Firebase storage if the authentication is successful. So this is empty for now. Let me just go to my device, and here let us reload the application. If I click any of the images, let's say I click on this image, and if I click on upload, then this will not work because we haven't defined the upload to our button also. So we can write image upload, and now I guess this will work. So let me just reload. Now if I click on upload image, here you can see in our terminal we have this no app chunk, increasing chunk size. Okay, we got the URL here for our image. I guess we got the uploading done. Let me just enter that URL and also reload the Firebase storage, and here we have the downloaded URL for our image. Now also in our Firebase console, you can see we have this image present here. Let me also double check. Okay, perfect. Now we can just create a folder for the particular user who is logged in. So how you can get a particular user ID for the user which is logged in? So in our image upload, we can pass a value. We can write we need a user ID to create image folder for a particular user. Now we can create a string ID of user ID, string value of user ID, and this can be this dot user ID. Now we'll be passing our user ID from our home screen to our image upload. So we'll be going to our home screen, and here in the onPress function, inside we will write user ID and logged in user, because we was getting all the value from our user model that we created in Firebase email authentication. So it will be logged in user dot user ID. So this is how you can pass the value of user ID to our image upload. Now as we got our image here, so we can go to our Firebase storage, and inside our child we'll be creating a folder with our user ID. So how you can call our user ID here is, we'll be doing this, we'll be writing widget dot user ID, and then it will create a user ID folder. Inside that we will have another folder of images, and then another child of which will have our post, and then our post ID. So how you can create a post ID is, we'll be creating a post ID with the current millisecond that the image uploads. So we can write final post ID, and this will be date time dot now millisecond since epoch to string, and we have our post ID, then we have post, and we got our reference successful. Now let me just I guess reload the application again. First of all, we'll be deleting this image. We don't need this to be here. Now let me just reload the application again, and now if I click on upload image, then we selected this image. If I click on upload, this will show us no app check token for request, and here we got our URL for the image. And also in our Firebase storage, here you will see this magic, as we got our user ID. So this is the user who is currently logged in. You can also see user ID. So it starts with DW, and here inside this we have our images folder, and then we have our particular post. So this is how you can upload image to your Firebase storage. Here is one more thing. What if we haven't selected any image and we click on login button, and then we click on upload button? So it will show as an error. So we can write upload only when image has some value. So we can provide a constructor here. We can provide a condition here. If image is not equal to null, only then we will be doing this image upload function, or else we will be showcasing a snack bar with the same value, with the value of no image selected for a particular duration of, let's say, 400 milliseconds. Where we'll write select image first, and the duration can be milliseconds, 400, let's say. Perfect. So we got, let me just reload, and here we have our application. Now if I click on upload image, so it will be, we can select an image, and without even selecting, we are shown with select image, and if we don't have any image and we click on upload image, so it will show us select image first. Now let's say I click on select image and I click on upload, and here you will see image uploaded successfully. We can also double check this in our database. If you go here and if you reload the application, and here we have this, then an images, then we have this for first image and the second image that we just uploaded. Perfect. So everything is working fine for now. Let me also do a hot restart and logged in with another account. As we don't have any another account, we can create an account. Let me write usersecond@gmail.com. The second password can be 123456 123456. If I click on sign up, so this will create a new user to my database, and here you can see the user ID is with QZN. Now let's say I click on upload image and select image, and let's say I selected this image. We will click on upload image. So now it will carry us the image upload functionality and image uploaded successfully. Now let us look at our database, how it looks. So if I reload, and here you will see we have this user ID QZN, and we have the folder with that user ID. Inside that folder we have our images and then our particular image that we just uploaded. Now we can close your terminal here. Now the next thing is we need to add this downloaded URL to our Cloud Firestore. So let me remove this print command, and we will be uploading the Cloud Firestore database, and we'll be uploading this download URL to our Firestore. So we'll be initializing Firebase Firestore. This can be Firebase Firestore, and here Firebase Firestore. I'm writing Firebase storage for sorry. So it will be Firebase Firestore.instance. And now what we can do is we will write Firebase Firestore await. This will be an await. We will write await Firebase Firestore dot. Let me show you the structure, and we have a collection users. Let me just show you the structure for our database, and here you can see we have this inside. We have the users collection and then our user ID. So how you can get the user ID is you will write collection then doc, and for getting the particular user ID we will write widget.user_id, and after getting to the particular user ID we'll be creating another collection which will be our images. I am actually sorry, I wrote users. This will be images, and then we can add the downloaded URL there. I'll be just showing you how this looks. Just give me a second for doing this. We'll write add download URL. This will be download URL value that we created above, or that we were printing in our terminal. I will just close this. I guess there is okay, my PC got hanged. Okay, perfect. And what we can do next is, instead of writing when completed here, we can just shift this when completed to our Firebase Firestore. So when our Firebase Firestore would be done, only then we'll be showing as image uploaded successfully. Now let me just reload the application again, and here if I click on image, upload image, then we can select an image, and here is the image. Let me write upload image. Then here you can see no app check token for request, image uploaded successfully. Now let us check our database. Actually, let me also show you our Firebase storage. So this is the image, I guess, which image it was, the second one. Perfect. And now also let me open the URL here. It is showing me some security errors, don't need to think about that. And also we have a user, then a particular user ID which we have for our second user, and here we have email, first name, second name, user ID. Then we have another collection images. Inside that we get this auto generated document and our downloaded URL, and both are same. And so this was for our image upload. Now let us delete everything which is present in our database, and we'll be starting it once again. Let me delete everything that is present here, and here also. You don't need to do this, I'm just doing this so that I don't mess up things. Now what we can do is we'll be going to our show uploads. file. So we'll be going to our show images and doing the same for getting the user ID, because with that user ID we'll be accessing the snapshot which will be displaying in our list builder. So this can be user ID that we did. This is same as we did for image upload. Now what we can do is we can return. Now what we will be doing is we'll be going to our home screen and passing that value as we passed for our image upload in our show uploads also. This will be logged in user.uid and click on save, and here we got a user ID here. Now we'll be returning a scaffold. So this is simple stream builder which you can see for other tutorials on YouTube. I will not be explaining this one. This is perfectly fine. We will be creating an app bar. This will be your images. Let me reload. Okay, perfect. Now we can create a body tab and this will be a stream builder. Stream builder, why is it not showing me stream builder? Okay, so we got a stream builder. Now in our stream we'll be initializing our Cloud Firestore. So it will be Firebase Firestore dot instance dot collection. Then we'll be going to our users collection, and inside our users collection we will be accessing the current user who is logged into our application. For accessing that we will be doing widget.userid. This is the value that we pass from our home screen, and as we got to our particular user we'll be again going to our images collection that we created in our upload image, and we'll be getting all the snapshots from there. Now after we got a snapshot we'll be creating a builder. This builder would be our build context and async snapshot with our query snapshot in value. We can write this as snapshot. Now what we'll be doing is, if there is no data present in this snapshot, then what we'll be doing is we'll be returning a center widget with a text no image uploaded. Now let's say we have the data in our snapshot. What we'll be doing is we will be returning a list builder. We'll be returning a list view dot builder. Inside this it will take two values, image builder, it will take two values, item builder and an item count. So we'll be doing first item builder. Here we can write build context, then and initialize the index for the particular snapshot that we are getting. As we got our item builder done, we can also go with our item count. So how you can count a particular number of items is you will go to a snapshot, then doc, then data, then to the doc, and then we will access the length of that document length. Okay, we got item count and item builder done. Now what we can do is we will be getting the URL. So how you can get the downloaded URL that we saved to our Cloud Firestore is we will write snapshot.data.docs and then get a particular index, and from that particular index we will extract the download URL. Now we can show that URL to an image.network, and this will be URL, and then height can be 300 and a fit can be box fit dot cover. Why is it showing error? Okay, so I wrote git here in place of fit. Okay, now what we can do is we will be reloading the application again, or we'll be restarting the application again. We'll click on okay, so we got our app hot restarted. Here we will get to a particular user. Okay, actually I wrote wrong password, and this is showing me welcome back none null because we deleted all the database and we have nothing left with us. So what we can do is we will click on logout and we will create another account. Let's say this will be Shivan Singh, and we will create the account again because we want this to save the data to our Cloud Firestore. So this will be user. Now if I click on sign up, so this will sign me to the app, and if I upload an image, let's say I upload this image, file image uploaded successfully. Let's upload another image uploaded successfully. Let us select another image uploaded successfully. And now if I click on show images, so this will show us all the images that we have in our database. Now what we can do is, let me log out with this account and let's create another account. This can be user second, then the user second at gmail.com, then we can go to with our password. And now if I click on sign up, then we got our user created. We can just upload few images here. If I click on upload image, so this will upload the image for me. Let me select another image. Also this uploaded the image for me. Now if I click on show images, so here we have two images that we have uploaded. We can also increase the height of this. Let's say this can be 500. If I reload, perfect. So we got our images from our database, and we also uploaded the images to our Cloud Firestore. Let's log out and logged in with the first account that we have, and let's see whether we are shown with those images or not. Perfect. So this is how you can upload the images to Cloud Firestore with image picker and Firebase storage. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe the channel and hit that bell notification to never miss any latest video. Thank you.